And they are still preaching with the same vigor, with the same strength. Their voice didn't change. When you look at such thing, you can see the blessing that comes with serving. There is something that you must target. It's not just to shout, I carry glory, I carry fire. No, you have to practice your way into the realities of them. That's why when we call for meetings like this, you must leave everything you are doing and be here. You wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is to stay with him. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. And each time you feel an urge to pray, don't suppress it. Don't give excuses. Tear it. When you finish, you will know why. Spelled warfare. You will then realize why the Spirit prompts you to come up here. If you seek explanation, you will not fight your way through. Am I talking to somebody here? That's why I keep telling you that too much analysis will lead to destiny paralysis. There's no two ways about it. When you feel an urge to practice God's presence, to worship for a while, to study the word, to pray in tongues, sometimes it won't make sense. Sometimes it might even be in an environment where it might not be appreciated. But your own is to steer up, talking to those that will visit. He's talking to those that will be planted. Did you get the difference? Did you get the difference? Yeah. You see, anytime we stop this practicing of God's presence, it will show. Anytime we go deep in practicing God's presence, it will also show. Either way, there's a consequence. You know, the pattern during creation was that God must spend time with man every day. Hey, please, am I talking to the right people? That's the order. The Bible said God came down at the cool of evening to spend time with man. In fact, that kind of relationship made man to have access to the depth of God's heart. That man could decode the secret in God's heart. That's why when God finished creating everything, he said, I won't name them. Now I have a solid friend that spends time with me. By now, he should have a way of knowing what is in my heart. That's the product of intimacy. He took the whole thing and said, Adam, let's check your prowess. Let's know your level of spiritual intelligence. Let's check out something. So he said, Adam, call them names. And the Bible said very, very specifically that everything Adam called those animals was the name thereof. Come on now. The name thereof would mean that is the name God had in mind to call them. It's not just about naming them. He named them in order. God didn't need to come and start repeating it. God didn't say, Adam, you didn't call this one well. It's a product of fellowship. That's why when Adam stepped away from that place, when God came to this and he said, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? The first time that statement was made, that question was asked, was in relation to man disconnecting from God. Where are you? So we knew that how to look for what was lost or who was lost is to say, where are you? Where is this thing? Where is this person? Because a man wandered away from his destiny position. I pray for you today. In the midst of all the stress and pressure, may you always find your way back to fellowship. That amen is not good enough. Some people have fantastic reasons and excuses that make them to stay away from fellowship. But there is no, the Bible says you're already inexcusable, oh man. So if you check yourself, there is no excuse that should qualify you. Not saved. It doesn't mean that you're not born again. But there is an active practicing of his presence required for us to have a glowing glory. You didn't hear what I said? A glory that is visible and noticeable. Now look at Psalm 27 verse 1 to 4. Passion, the King James Version. He said, The Lord is my light and my salvation. How many of us remember this psalm? Very popular psalm. The Lord is my light and my salvation. What happens? Came upon me to eat up my flesh. What happens? Because the Lord is my light and my salvation. Now look at the next verse. I shall not fear. Though war would rise against me, in this will I be confident. Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? I'm sorry. Now, he said, please go back to verse 3. Don't run faster than me. He said, in this will I be confident. So let's look at that thing that gives him confidence. Verse 4. Everybody look at it. One thing have I desired of the Lord, and that will I seek after. What is that? That I may dwell in the house of the Lord. How many days? How many days? All the days of my life. And what happens next? To behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. So his confidence was his being present before God in fellowship. That's his confidence. You know what the Bible said? Some trust in horses, some in chariots, but we will remember the name of the Lord our God. The Bible said that the horses are prepared for the day of war, but safety is of the Lord. Did you get it? Horses are prepared for the day of war means man can prepare all he wants, but in the end, without him, you can do nothing. So David said, I know that too many enemies will rise up against me. That's why when people are not well taught, when they sense enemies in their life, they start running helter-skelter. No, not at all. So you use olive oil to fight demons. Come on now. Look at me, everybody. You want to use water to fight demons without power. So David says, I know my enemies will come up. He said, but there is one thing that gives me confidence. That thing is that I know how to practice God's presence. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most